Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Carmen Bryant, and this is Car Chronicles. This is on my day off, so I'm making a video for you guys. So I had a conversation. Oh, I was supposed to say, you guys ready? All right, let's do this. I just got right into it. It's just interesting. So let's do this. Okay, now, so I was having this discussion with a young lady that I know, and I told her, I said, this would be a very good video for people because, a lot of times we talk about narcissists, but we never talk about the narcissist like being in prison. Those of you that have, and some of you may have, the women that are in prison, but in this particular situation is the narcissist baby daddy who's in prison, and her having children by this individual, and he having, of course, children by a whole bunch of other individuals. And so I just wanted to bring this to you because some of you may feel like I have not touched on the narcissist in prison. Those of you that are dealing with the narcissist in prison and how much control they still have, even though they're incarcerated. So let's talk about this. Some of you, and fellas, if I left you out, please know that it can apply to you as well, because some of you may be dealing with the exact same thing. I'm just coming from the female perspective in this situation because it was a female that I was talking to. But in some situation, you guys have narcissist baby daddies, that are in prison. Some of these narcissists in this situation, so I'm kind of putting that situation in the conversation while I'm talking, but, the narcissist who has like a whole lot of kids and a lot of baby mamas, and you just happen to be one of them, and you just happen to be the main supply. And the reason why you're the main supply is because of the fact that you have the finances, you have the stability, you have a job, and you're doing something for yourself. And these other baby mamas, some of them are doing things, some of them are not. But the thing is that the narcissist that's behind in prison, behind prison walls, still plays all these different supplies and gets money to put on their books for commissary, for telephone calls. And what amazes me in this particular area is how much freedom this narcissist has just to make phone calls when he's bored. Just call out and call whoever and harass whoever, and no one is monitoring these calls. That's what I don't get. I thought the prisons were supposed to be monitoring these calls, and he is monitoring these. I mean, the calls are not monitoring, and he's still harassing and abusing these women on the phone. I can't get it. And the reason why he's in prison is because of the fact that he attacked another woman. So he's already got a history and other cases in which he was attacking these women. So I don't understand how, this person is in prison and he still is harassing people on the telephone, and no one is monitoring the phone calls because he's doing the same thing that he went to prison for in the first place. The other thing, ladies, just because that narcissist is in prison doesn't mean that the narcissist has changed. And for some people, some women, men too, but for some women, your concept of thinking is, your rationale is that you wanted him to change. You didn't want him to abuse you anymore. You didn't want him to put his hands on you. You didn't want him out here cheating. Well, he's in prison. He can't cheat per se. He can't have sex with other women because he's in prison, but it's not like he doesn't have the opportunity to do it when he comes out, because he's got his harem of women out there. And the thing about it is how does this narcissist still have as much control as he had before he went into prison? Because it's called trauma bonding. And then on top of that, he's still harassing, these women on the phone, cussing them out, and they're coming to visit, and he's going off on them about the money that he needs on his books, and why are you guys, and then have the audacity to even get angry with them because they're not, he wants them all to put their money together to get him a lawyer. Now, this is a real life story. This is for real. This is not fiction. This is a real story. But this narcissist is trying to get all these supplies to come together to put money together to get a lawyer. Now, the narcissist's mother is also a narcissist, and she has the audacity to tell these women, you guys are sorry. You claim that you love him. Now, she's telling them individually, you're sorry. You say you love him, but you're not putting any money on the books. And why are you not paying money? Because you got me and his father paying money for, his lawyer, and we can't afford it. And if you love him, why are you not putting money on the books or paying the lawyer? Because he's your kid. That's your responsibility. But the sad thing about it is that each one of these women are satisfied with the fact that he is incarcerated and he can't go and be with these other women, though they know that he's got them on their books coming to visit. And they get angry at him because they're missing a visitation because this other person is visiting. And then he actually is telling them to send money to whoever, baby mama, whatever it is, so that she can get this or whatever. So he's got this harem of women that are just agreeing to do stuff and send money. If he needs to send money or put money on books or send money to a baby mama, these women are actually doing it. Like, they're in agreement and they're doing it. But the sad part about the whole situation is that they're under the impression that he's changed. He's not changed. He's behind a prison wall. He has not changed. Meaning that just as violent, this is a low functioning, malignant narcissist. Malignant narcissist. This guy does not mind putting his hands on anybody, biting someone. He bites. Y'all, he bites. He needs a muzzle on his face. He bites. He bites, he beats, he doesn't care. And the thing that he does is that he copulates, so he impregnates women for the purpose of having them as his supply. This is his personal property. His concept is that he is a pimp. He thinks that he's a pimp, and the way that he pimps these women is by getting them pregnant. So when he gets them pregnant, he tells them, you owe me because I gave you something. So the baby is a gift from him. His mindset is the baby is a gift from me, so you owe me because I gave you a baby from me. So you owe me. So if I ask you for money or anything, cars or anything, you're supposed to get it because I gave you a baby. Now, some of you are thinking this is such irrational thinking, but who said that a narcissist has to be rational in their thinking? And then the sad part about it is that these women are caught up in this game and they're playing this game. And then what he does is he triangulates with all these women. And so you got women texting the other women incognito or scratching their cars up or banging on their doors. I mean, just doing wild stuff. And you're thinking, how old are these people? Now, all these people I think he's in his early 30s, and these women are like in their 20s. But don't think that older ones don't do this as well. But he's got these women just fighting over him, and he likes it. And the more women he has fighting, or the more they're competing with each other. The more they're competing, and so he puts the standard up very high. Bring me this, or send me this, or you need to put this on my books. And they're competing with each other that they don't mind. So he's living like a king in prison with money on his books because each one of them are competing with each other. But ladies, know that he's not going to change. And how is it possible that he still can scare you from behind prison walls? Because you're traumatized. Now, keep in mind, because you're trauma bonded. So we understand that. Trauma bonded. But he still has maximum influence on the women outside of the prison walls. He still calls and threatens. And like I said, it blows my mind. How in the world are they not monitoring the phone calls? Because he's still doing the exact same thing he was doing to put him in prison in the first place. And so I don't understand why the phone's not being monitored. Somebody tell me. But the thing about it is that he's still controlling anyone that still has that much control. First of all, a person that can move you emotionally, a person that is still scaring you, still has control over you. And this person is locked up for some years, and he still has total control to instill fear in these women. And he instilled the fear before he even went to prison by the violence, his violence. And he used to be on drugs. Young guy, nice looking dude too, but was on drugs, strung out on drugs. I think I don't know what they're called. Whatever pill that the people take now. I'm not advocating or anything like that, but I don't know what it is. It's a benzodiazepine. So you guys know, it's a benzodiazepine that they're taking. But I think they call. It was on the tip of my tongue. But some of you guys know. You're gonna post it under here, so you guys already know what it is. But high as a kite all the time, and these women are codependent on this individual and are willing to do anything to help him. And oh my gosh, and I feel sorry for him. And now he's in prison. They're doing anything because they feel sorry for him. And he still has total control. He still instills fear, and they do whatever they tell him to do. That narcissist.